hopefully they'll vote for Trump this round after seeing the last few years.
He's not the Lord and Savior, that's Jesus Christ, but I feel personally that he is the direction this country needs to go into.
I voted for Nikki Haley. I'm a Democrat, but...
Nikki Haley, yeah. Today.
Democrat.
Okay.
For Biden. I thought about uncommitted, but...
I want to cast my vote for Joe Biden and make...
Former President Donald Trump will aim to deliver a Super Tuesday knockout blow to his lone challenger for the Republican U.S. presidential nomination, Nikki Haley, as 15 states hold Republican contests on the biggest voting day of the primary season. I personally believe that he does truly care what the direction that this country is going into, said gunsmith William, 38, while standing outside a polling station in Nashville.
Because I feel that though he's gotten a lot of negative press throughout the years and a lot of talking down about him and his views and whatnot, I personally believe that he does truly care that with the direction that this country is going into, and I just agree with him on a lot of his views and points, and I feel that he's not the Lord and Savior, that's Jesus Christ, but I feel personally that he is the direction this country needs to go into. Haley is just how do I say this, a wolf in sheep's clothing. She's not who she claims to be. She's not what the media is portraying her to be. Voting for Biden, that's just out of the question. And no, I'd say if Donald Trump isn't the nominee, or, the Republican nominee for president, and Nikki Haley is, my vote would go into RFK Jr. because
a third consecutive nomination for Trump would set up a rematch with Democratic President Joe Biden in November's election. Biden is expected to win Tuesday's Democratic contests easily, though activists opposed to Biden's Israel policy are calling on Muslim Americans and progressives to vote uncommitted in Minnesota in protest. Some in Nashville used their vote as protest of Trump by voting for Haley.
I voted for Nikki Haley. I'm a Democrat, but I felt like my vote would be best used there.
And why Haley over Trump? Like, what was your main...
I have a lot of problems with President Trump, and so I wanted to vote for someone that, well, Nikki Haley was the only choice on the ballot that wasn't him, so...
Do you know?
Oh, I mean, in the general, I'll definitely vote Democratic. Tennessee has an open primary, so we have the benefit of being able to switch. So I'll vote Democratic in general. But I assume President Trump will win the primary for Republican, but I felt like this was my best chance to indicate that I wasn't supportive of him, or that Tennessee wasn't supportive of him.
Nikki Haley, yeah. I just, between Donald Trump and the fact with the insurrection and kind of all that happened, I felt more comfortable with voting for basically a kind of a protest ballot against him, because, I already know he's going to probably win the nomination. So yeah, I'll vote Biden. Yeah. I mean, they're both old, and I'm not excited about either one of them, but I just think the way the country is and Donald Trump is, I just don't really see a way forward with it. Yeah. Today.
Democrat.
Okay.
For Biden. I thought about uncommitted, but decided just vote for somebody who's actually in the race. And I had a handful of local candidates. Pretty much a straight Democrat ticket. That's the only one. You're either going to be Democrat or Republican. And I've been a Democrat. I voted both ways. Politically, philosophically, I feel more like an independent. But I generally vote Democratic.
Trump, who has dominated the Republican campaign from the start despite his litany of criminal charges, has swept all but one of the contests so far, winnowing a sprawling Republican field of candidates down to 2. While Trump cannot win enough delegates on Tuesday to formally clinch the nomination, Another dominant performance would essentially end any remaining sliver of suspense. Tuesday's contests will award more than 1/3 of Republican delegates and more than 70% of the number needed to secure the nomination.
Yeah, so I did vote for him in the last two elections. I feel like he just has a connection with the people that a lot of other candidates don't. I think it's probably an advantage and a disadvantage that he's very frank and straightforward to the point. But I think that that's something that I like, especially just with kind of some of the uncertainties around is the person honest? It's politics. And I feel like Trump is the better candidate for that. I would say that, obviously Nashville is more of a blue area. The state of Tennessee, leans red. Personally, I know people that voted for Biden, people that voted for Trump. Hopefully they'll vote for Trump this round after seeing the last few years.
Well, I came to vote on my way back from daycare drop-off because it is Super Tuesday, and although there's not a whole lot going on the Democratic ballot here in Nashville, I want to cast my vote for Joe Biden and make sure that the numbers show some enthusiasm and participation. I'm really happy about a lot that the Biden administration has been able to accomplish, except for the lack of vocal support in favor of Palestinians. So I wanted to cast my vote in support of the good that has happened, and I worry that the national conversation's gotten a little distracted from the things that really matter in terms of who we need to stay in the White House this fall. But I also was heartened to see the activity in Michigan, specifically knowing how many Arab Americans live, in and around the Detroit area. So I support and am appreciative of folks who vote either way, as long as they're out here.
Haley, a former UN ambassador under Trump, has faced mounting questions about how long she will continue her long-shot campaign, particularly after losing her home state of South Carolina 10 days ago. Haley has not made any promises beyond Super Tuesday, and her campaign has not scheduled any public events on Tuesday or beyond. Trump was leading Haley in every Super Tuesday state where public polling data was available, according to poll tracking website 538. In California and Texas, which together account for more than 300 delegates, Trump was ahead by an average of more than 50 percentage points.